The man who cannot master his emotions will forever live as a servant. He will be manipulated by enemies who know which buttons to press, enslaved by his impulses, and betrayed by the storms inside his chest. Every empire that has risen in history was built on discipline, not raw power. Power without control collapses. Ambition without restraint self-destructs. Anger without direction consumes its wielder. Emotions are not to be suppressed, they are to be governed. You do not silence them, you command them. The throne belongs not to the strongest, but to the one who can keep his fire under control while everyone else burns themselves out. Anger has toppled more men than war itself. When you lash out, you reveal weakness. You show your hand. You give away your strategy. A man who explodes in rage has already surrendered his crown to whoever provoked him. Anger must be transformed into focus. The energy that comes from fury is potent, but only when channeled into precision. The man who smiles while insulted, who stays calm while attacked, who waits patiently while enemies scream, is the man who terrifies. They cannot control him. They cannot anticipate him. He is the storm contained, and the fear of what happens when it finally breaks gives him authority before he ever acts. Fear is a ghost that feeds on inaction. Most men obey it because they think it is truth. Fear magnifies every risk, paints every failure in colors more terrifying than reality. But fear is only useful when mastered. It sharpens your senses, quickens your reflexes, forces you to pay attention. Left unchecked, it paralyzes you. Mastered, it becomes an ally. Empires are not built by men without fear. They are built by men who felt fear fully and walked through it anyway. The one who owns his fear is untouchable because he does not deny its existence. He bends it into his weapon. Desire unchecked enslaves men. The craving for comfort, lust, recognition, or indulgence has crippled more kings than the swords of their enemies. When you live at the mercy of desire, you are predictable. They know you can be bought, lured, distracted. The man who governs desire, who knows when to deny himself, who chooses hunger over indulgence, becomes formidable. He is not moved by temptation. He is not bribed by pleasure. He is not softened by applause. His desire fuels him, but it does not own him. This man builds empires because he does not waste his fire on vanity. He directs it toward conquest. Sadness, left uncontrolled, drains a man of his will. Grief and loss will visit you, and you cannot banish them, but you can master them. Let sadness teach you, not bury you. The man who drowns in sorrow is forgotten. The man who uses sorrow to sharpen his vision, to harden his heart, to deepen his purpose. Empires are often born from tragedy. Greatness is forged in loss. The question is not whether sadness will visit you, but whether you will turn it into chains or armor. Master it, and you rise stronger. Ignore it, and it consumes you in silence. Joy, too, must be mastered. Unchecked joy becomes complacency. Success fools men into believing they have arrived, and in their celebration they weaken. The man who governs joy understands that victory is temporary, that one win is not the end. He allows himself to feel it, but never to be blinded by it. He celebrates, but he continues to sharpen his blade. Joy is fuel, not retirement. The empire builder knows that every triumph is merely proof that more can be done. He does not rest forever at the banquet table. He eats, then he prepares for the next war. Emotional mastery does not mean suppression. The man who suppresses becomes brittle, fragile, unstable. To master your emotions means to feel them fully without surrendering control. You acknowledge the fire, but you do not let it consume your house. You acknowledge the waves, but you do not drown in them. Emotions are energy. That energy can either destroy you or elevate you. The weak are destroyed because they run from it or surrender to it. The strong elevate because they command it like generals command armies. Your enemies want you emotional because emotional men are predictable. They want you reactive, shouting, crying, lashing out, making mistakes they can exploit. The man who keeps his composure confuses them. They cannot read him, they cannot bait him, they cannot calculate his moves. His restraint becomes his shield. His silence becomes his sword. In a world where most men crumble under the weight of their own feelings, the one who governs his inner state becomes the rare figure who stands unchallenged. Every empire begins within. Before you build towers, before you raise armies, before you conquer lands, you must conquer yourself. Without that conquest, every external victory is fragile. Master your emotions and you will not just survive storms. You will use them to rise. You will not just endure betrayal. You will transform it into clarity. You will not just withstand loss. You will forge purpose from it. Empires are built not by perfect men, but by men who refuse to be ruled by their own storms. The choice is brutal but simple. Master your emotions, and you inherit the throne of your destiny. Refuse to master them, and you become a slave to your impulses, another name swallowed by mediocrity. Discipline is the crown. Restraint is the throne. Emotional mastery is the empire itself. Own it, and you will not just live, you will rule.